As if applying to college isn't stressful enough, right? Now students across the country are seeing their college application plans blown up by COVID-19. One of the most stressful parts? Taking the SAT and ACT. But with the pandemic forcing those tests to get canceled over the past few months and the option to take those tests online on the horizon, many students are facing uncertainty about what's coming next. Let's take a deep dive into how COVID-19 is affecting college admissions testing and why some schools are now saying goodbye to testing requirements. Let's see what's brewing. Hi, I'm Jenna Bourne, and I'm an investigative reporter at 10 Tampa Bay. If you're new here, welcome to our caffeine-fueled deep dive into the issues affecting you during the COVID-19 pandemic. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. So there were a lot of reasons why high school was not the best time of my life. Maybe it's because I was a little extra. Maybe it's because I didn't get the lead in Seussical the Musical. Maybe it was the SAT math portion. But one thing's for sure. High school definitely doesn't feel like high school right now.
I'm Joel, and my bedroom is now my classroom because of COVID-19.
Hi everyone, this is Saket, and this is now my classroom because of COVID-19.
Saket says he's already taken the SAT 3 times.
One of the most stressful times in my life. Just every single week, a practice test for 3 or 4 hours, going over the practice test, figuring out exactly why I got every single question wrong, studying that concept, going back, doing it again on another practice test.
Now he and his classmate Joel Calarackle consider themselves lucky. They got to take their tests before COVID-19 canceled the SAT and ACT in March, April, and May.
I know a lot of people who they didn't get the score they wanted or something, and now they're worried because they don't know if their SAT is going to get canceled, rescheduled.
Both the SAT and ACT are adding more makeup test dates. The ACT is planning to start testing again on June 13th. SAT testing starts back up August 29th. Across the country, some schools are making SAT and ACT test score submissions optional for applicants. Schools like the University of California, which originally suspended SAT and ACT requirements because of COVID-19 in March and is now expanding that suspension through 2024. The university actually plans to create its own test in the future. But we haven't seen anything like that here in Florida. In fact, individual public colleges and universities can't make that decision in Florida. Any changes to testing requirements would have to come from the State University System of Florida Board of Governors. And for now, the board isn't even planning on talking about making those changes. Instead, the board spokesperson tells me they've advised universities to extend the submission deadlines to submit the required scores for admission. The Board of Governors turned down my interview request, but Florida Education Association President Frederick Ingram agreed to weigh in.
What we're hoping happens with our colleges and universities is that they take an empathetic view with our students going into next year as well.
Is it time to just say goodbye to SAT, ACT?
Tests should always be redefined. I think that we should always look to move forward. And if this is the right time for us to kind of look at that, then we're all for it.
And keep in mind, there are minimum SAT or ACT test score requirements written into Florida law in order to qualify for the Florida Bright Futures Scholarship Program. Something Strawberry Crest High School rising senior Joel Calarackle says is problematic.
There's a lot of communities where technology isn't as accessible, and that could really affect how much someone can prepare for something like the SAT.
Speaking of access to technology, here's a big change. Because of COVID-19, the ACT plans to offer an online test starting in the fall. The SAT says it'll offer digital testing too, if, for some reason, schools don't open back up. Now, this was really interesting to me. The 2 students you've been hearing from in this story, both rising seniors, both go to the same school, both want to go into medicine. They had totally different opinions on the possibility of online college admissions testing. Joel Calarackle says it's unfair that he would have to compete with students who might be tempted to use outside resources like their phone, their parents, their smart friend.
There's obviously going to be people that are going to find a loophole to try and cheat on the test. That means your higher score means less.
Especially when celebrity parents paying to rig their kids' SAT scores is still fresh in the news cycle. But Sakith says he wants to see online SAT and ACT testing become an option, no matter what happens with COVID-19.
Online SATs would certainly remove a lot of the test anxiety that goes with taking a standardized test. And you don't really have the opportunity to go on your phone and search something up. You would just be losing time. You might lose out on a question or two.
So how could cheating be prevented? The College Board, which administers the SAT, says on test day, students will have to verify their identities and confirm the work they submitted is their own. Their answers will be evaluated using a range of digital security tools and techniques, including plagiarism detection software and post-administration analytics. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should college admissions testing still be required? Should colleges waive those requirements this year because of COVID-19? How do you feel about online testing? If there's a topic you think What's Brewing should look into, send us a tip at turnto10@wtsp.com. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss an episode, and I'll see you next week. 3, 2, 1. Investigative correspondent Mocha Bourne has arrived. Did you ever have to take the SAT? She couldn't pass the SAT. I'm sorry, you have to go, Mocha. You have to go. I'm sorry. Goodbye.